Welcome back, everyone. Today I am back making an old school YouTube video, talking to you directly and not re-uploading from a stream, because my friend Stahlbrecher sent me an interesting game and asked me to cast it. I am now casting it late at night because I have a feeling that we might get a patch tomorrow, so I want to get it out before the replay gets wrecked by the patch. And as you can see, we have DotSpy on the right side playing in blue the Canadians. What is it even? The first Canadian, yeah, right, the first Canadian division. And on the left side in red, we have Stahlbrecher in red playing the Spanish. I think they're also the first. Oh, no, it doesn't have a number. I thought they also had a number. Well, the Brunettes. I unfortunately can't give you the deck codes because I think it's because Warriors isn't updated yet, so I can't show you. They don't show a deck code for the new divisions. They just show you a Warriors deck, but I didn't find an option to export it. So sorry for that. But yeah, we are also on one of the new maps. I have already forgotten the name again. It is a fairly cool map though. I'm not sure whether it's that balanced because Echo seems very favored for blue. If you look at it, the blue half has like way more forests and buildings in it. So I am not sure whether this might be a bit unbalanced for blue. But who knows? And they also get the building in alpha. So my gut tells me it's unbalanced for blue, but I don't have enough games to really say. Interesting matchup because the Canadians are pretty much agreed on to be the most overpowered division, or one of the most overpowered divisions right now. I think you can say that it's the most overpowered division of the DLC. And overall, it is one of the one of the strongest decks we have right now in WARNO. Brunete, on the other hand, is a good and cool division, but it has its weaknesses. Namely, it lacks a lot of tanks with good penetrating power. It only gets one card of the Sablier, which is the Brenes pendant of the Spanish. More or less, it doesn't have the same pen, but otherwise I think it's pretty similar. And obviously it doesn't have the 20 mil, the coaxial 20 mil. Gets double 50 cal though, so that's also pretty cool. And then they get two cards of the standard AMX30 EM2, which is the pendant to the French AMX30 B2. But they only get those two cards, and then two command cards as well. And then the one card of the Recon AMX30s. And that's it. All the other tanks then have the heat penetrators, and those are the old AMX30s. I think it's the E1 or just the AMX30E, right? Again, the same as the French AMX30B, just with a 50k instead of a 20 mil. And they're really not that good. They can be useful in an opener against lighter divisions, for example. But fighting against heavier divisions, you would kind of struggle and have a hard time taking them out. Though I have an interesting game in the pipeline as well, but I won't spoil too much because it will probably take some time until it's ready to come out. But I had a pretty good experience streaming in the sense of got a lot of good games. So unfortunately, you will have to wait a bit until my game with the Spanish comes out. But yeah, so the Spanish are cool but have their weaknesses, while the Canadians don't really have a big weakness except for maybe lack of heavy tanks and IFVs, but which you might say, well, those are pretty big weaknesses. They more than make up for it in other parts. But let's go down with look at the deployment. So you can see Stahlbrecher taking two of those recon tanks, also takes them a 0 vet because they have now the same, all the recon tanks have the same vet curve of 4-2 and, well, 1 if you can double vet any of the recon tanks. Yeah, you can, I think, some. So you kind of have to take them at 0 vet to at least get a bit more kinetic penetrators. They have a big problem though that they have less range and less accuracy. Pen is the same if you like account for range, but the accuracy is really what's killing me with those tanks. And they only have 150 cal, so they do get forward deployed though as recon tanks, obviously. Cat is going crazy again. So he's starting with 2 of them, then 2 of the Ginettes, the big recon squads with the good albeit low range AT launcher. Also, this was called Explore before, so it was the PP Explorer, but now they renamed it as PP Recon. This was also, I think, like Exploratore or whatever it's called, or Explorador in Spanish. Now it's also Recon. Sedge, no PP Explorer anymore. And then 2 of the Sabliers, 2 of the Fusileros with the C90, which is the good AT launcher, and 2 those are Roland 2s basically. The command, 1 VEC to the south, and then also 2 of the small recon squads. And you see on the other side, DotSpy is doing an air opener, which is kind of the meta for Canadians, or one of the meta for Canadians. So you just start with those F-18 AT planes. They will kill any light armored vehicles, and they can even kill tanks from the side. You have 2 fighters, 2 of those rocket planes, obviously the recon helicopters, and then also helicopter-borne recon infantry to really take a lot of ground early and push your enemy, or like stop your enemy opener. Cougar recon here as well, dueling with the VEC and winning. Yeah, well now Stahlbrecher buys in his own Hornet, but I mean, it's a worse Hornet that only costs 5 points less, even though it has the worse Sparrows, which makes it quite a lot worse. So I think it should be... I mean, this should probably be 5 points more expensive. Well, I'm not sure, but definitely the Spanish Hornet needs to go down by like 5 points or something. So yeah, it gets destroyed. AMX-30 Recon also goes down to probably another AT plane. Yeah, it gets force retreated though by the AMX-30s. The problem with them is that they have limited range, but it is still the best AA that you have. Because yeah, well like the best mobile AA. Another big problem of the Spanish story is that they don't have any manpads. Do get a towed Gepard gun though, and they get a very high accuracy radar AA piece. It is also towed though. So for the opener, those AMX-30 REs, as I said, it's just a Roland 2, are the best you can get. And they're also non-seedable, which in this matchup isn't that important because the Canadians don't get seed. In general though, was pretty handy to have. Most importantly though, Stahlbrecher did save both of his Sabliers, which is important because just like with the Brandis, you only get 1 card of those, and that means 4 tanks. Losing one of the Recon AMX-30s is painful, but overall his losses weren't that crazy. I mean, the worst loss is probably just his Hornet. Well, the tempo on the ground, losing it early on is unfortunate, but the problem is for DotSpy that he obviously didn't have a command on the ground and no other real ground units to follow up the ground that he's taken. So for now, Stahlbrecher is in an okay position, though he will need to reinforce fairly quickly to not let DotSpy take the positions that he has gotten himself with the air opener. Also, well, one reason why the air opener is so toxic is because all of those Hornets have 40% ECM, so the chance of being hit by AA for them is fairly low. Because most of the high accuracy AA is lower ranged, so in the opener it won't really help you that much. It is risky though, obviously. But on the other hand, there aren't that many planes that can even contend with you with 2 Hornets. Only planes that could contend with this are MiG-31s. With the 2 Hornet fighters, I mean. And unless you get rid of the Hornet fighters, you can't do anything against the AT Hornets. Milan Tucci getting a nice kill on the Leopard. Albeit, DotSpy has a lot more where those came from. But yeah, the air opener is very, very strong. Probably the best against it are Roland 3s, I would guess. or maybe also OSAs. Yeah, probably OSAs actually, especially if you start with like 2 double vet OSAs. Could be pretty good because the Canadians don't have seed. But you obviously also have to kind of prepare for it, and if then your enemy doesn't do an air opener, you have spent a lot of points to not do a lot of it. Brings in the electronic warfare plane, that's interesting. Oh no. Oh, Stahlbrecher, that was a big mistake. Having those Roland 2 so close together was really, really bad. So the electronic warfare plane flew in. It doesn't see it, at least I don't think so, because it's not a radar or AA piece, but obviously it baited out the shots, and so the cluster plane just went in and killed them both. This is very bad because now he has no AA anymore. Well, the new REs are coming in. They will take some time to arrive at the front line. And until then, yeah, now he's completely open to being bombed. Okay, well, what the fuck is this going for? That is not a good bombing target. I mean, the sniper is a bit better. Ah, this is the F5 bomber. Okay, yeah. Also, very good plane. I know I keep coping about this, but I will keep coping about the fact that the F5 for some reason has 10 HP. This one at least has only 10% ECM, but still, like, I don't understand why it has 10 HP. And with 2 500-kilogram bombs, it makes it very, very capable as a light bomber. Voodoo keeps circling. Don't know why it's so far on the front line. Can still be shot down. It has good ECM and debuffs enemy AA, but you know, there's still a chance, so I don't know. Unless he has bombers ready, I feel like this is a bit risky. Now Stahlbrecher has taken the center, but Alpha is in the hands of DotSpy, so he is ticking now. Stahlbrecher has a lot of units focused on the center point, which makes sense. Taking this early is very valuable, because you can see beyond that it's just an open field, so pushing back in is rough. You kind of have to push through this area or through this area. But if you then take the center, you can reroute either to the south or to the north. I think it's better to reroute to the south to begin with, because then you can threaten Delta, which is a 2-point sector, while Alpha is just a 1-point sector. As the Hornets circling around, strafing units on the ground, that's kind of toxic. But understandable. He also hasn't bought in his, Stahlbrecher that is, hasn't bought in his radar AA piece, which I think is a mistake because it has very good accuracy. So it could be very helpful against those bombing runs that will inevitably come in. Oh, the Voodoo gets hit finally. Gets critted with an engine fire as well. Is forced to retreat. No kill, but it will be out for some time at least. Might get a shot on the F-18, but as a noob, he didn't stop his AMX-30, so they instantly started moving when they lost track, and thus the missile also instantly lost track. If you don't know, missiles keep track when you fly out of range. Even the manually guided ones keep track for 1 second. DotSpy attack grounding, but Stahlbrecher did move them away. So, yeah, I mean, obviously it's a good idea that he moved them away to not get the attack grounded, but you could have still stopped them for a second, wait until the F-18 was out of range, and then started moving them again. Micro-intensive, but useful. For the radar AA pieces, I think they keep 3 seconds, or for the fire and forget weapons, that is, they keep 3 seconds of track even when the enemy is out of range. So the guided AA is still worse, but it doesn't straight up lose track. Yeah. So he has lost a fighter F-18 and an AT plane. And the F-18s are very good, but they're also expensive. So those 2 plane losses are very painful. The AT plane costs 225 points. The fighter is 265 points. So that's 490 points. That's a lot. That's almost 2 minutes worth of income gone in a very short amount of time. Stahlbrecher did lose an Sablier though, probably to the Erics there. Very powerful unit. I love the unit, but it is very powerful. There's 26 penetration, I think, and the tandem warhead, and 1,000-meter range. It is guided though, so if the unit gets stunned in the process of guiding the missile, it will miss. But it's also pretty fast ATGM, and 1,000 meters isn't that far. So extremely dangerous. Now this mech rifle only has the Carl Gustav, but also a good AT launcher. So the Canadians are just very good all around. Also their close range infantry squads, I don't think he has some of them deployed, but they also get 2 of those C9s, so light machine guns that they can use at close quarters combat as well, which makes their close quarters infantry extremely powerful. Oh, ADATS almost got a VEC, but almost got killed by a Milan 2 in return. Oh, he has the gay boy deployed. Or the guy BO1. Everybody calls it the gay boy. Which is an AA gun that you get in the infantry tab, which means that it can be placed in buildings. Which is really handy. I like vetting it up to vet 1. Just makes it quite a bit better. And they have a decent anti-helicopter range. So while they don't do as much damage against infantry as a grenade launcher would do, for example, which you also get with the Spanish, you get the dual use of being able to shoot at infantry, light vehicles, I guess, as well, and helicopters. That's why I prefer having those, actually. Oh, ADAT's killing a recon squad. Not insane point value-wise, but pretty important kill. Stahlbrecher now buying in the M110. Which should be his answer to all of the stupid ATGM shenanigans that DotSpy will come up with. Misses the barrage on the ADATS though. Also only 1 for now. We'll have to wait until the second one comes in. That's when the real power spike of the artillery starts to be felt on the battlefield. He is pushing forward in this area, which I guess is also fine, because then he can cut off Alpha and then also push into Bravo, which then both are 1-pointers. So they're worth as much as Delta. And you have a little bit more cover pushing in there. Obviously, Canadians now also getting a GSR squad, which will be pretty hard to deal with for Stahlbrecher because he doesn't get that GSR squad. He gets an exceptional recon Jeep, which I have put in my deck, but I haven't played with it yet. The obvious disadvantage being that it's only a Jeep, so it dies very easily. But it still has exceptional recon, so I want to see whether I can make some use of it sometime in the future. Oh, DotSpy also running a card of reserve infantry. Very handy, just to spam out even more infantry as the Canadians. Ooh, Stahlbrechers, VEC. Sneaking around into the back corner. Might get a command here. Oh, but his command might die to the bomber. That's painful. If he gets there in time, he might kill the enemy command before the sector gets neutralized. But that's a painful loss, because the Spanish also only get 2 commands per card. They don't have a single card where it's 3 command units per card. Oh, he does kill it before it gets to recapture the zone. Okay, that's good. But yeah, so the Spanish do suffer a bit from low command, or amount of command units. So losing one to a bombing run is rather painful. Is rerouting this one now back into the sector. He has taken it though, because the reservists have died very quickly to the AMX 30E and to the Fusileros. The VEC took care of the command, so Alpha is his. And now he can also like push into Bravo from this road and from this road and encircle Bravo. So good idea by Stahlbrecher using the 1-110 he has on the field, but as I said, it is vastly inferior to having both of them. Though obviously also only half as expensive. Though I am wondering when he's gonna buy in the second howitzer, because that is definitely important to get the max value out of them. Ooh. AMX 30 missing the Hornet HE for 500 kilogram bombs, or 450, but I will say 500 kilogram because it's more or less the same. Very, very potent bomber. And the AMX 30 not able to hit. Both the AMX, the REs, the Roland Hughes, are now low on ammo as well. And this one is in a bit of a bad position. It doesn't really see what's going on. Oh, this one gets a hit on the Voodoo though. Vets up to Vet 2. That's nice. 65% accuracy now. I think it now has basically the same accuracy as the Roland 3. I might even get the same accuracy as the Roland 3 at Vet 1, but it then still has less range, so... well, the Roland 2 gets the same accuracy as the Roland 3. I don't know whether I just said Roland 1 or not. Either way, the air bully continues with the F5 bombers, and there is no AA up on the top. Well, now there is, just arrived. One Gepard gun, though one Gepard gun won't do a lot against F-18s. It does protect nicely against helicopters though. And with 2 of them you can significantly bully airplanes as well. You have to watch out though, they run out of ammo quickly because they have a high fire rate. So that is a bit of a problem sometimes. I guess this is just on a standard move order because it didn't shoot at the AT plane there. Yeah, AMX-30 here, just deleting the Pioneers. And the coaxial 50 cal has a very, very high accuracy, so it just rips through infantry. Which is why I don't really think that the fact that they only have the 50 cal is so bad. Because 50 cal gets very high accuracy. F-18 here goes down though, because it flies over the AA. Very bad loss here. Again, like, DotSpy isn't taking a lot of losses, but every single F-18 is so expensive to lose. And there really isn't much on the ground. Like, look at this. Stahlbrecher is just flooding in more and more and more units, while DotSpy has had a lot of units in his aircraft. Several of them got shot down. 2 of them don't even do anything with the electronic warfare planes, in the sense of they don't kill anything. So the ground is starting to look very much in favor of Stahlbrecher. He's starting to tick again as well. Now a new batch of planes is coming in. This one is going for a bombing run on the Recon AMX-30. Should be a good kill, but only 1 kill. It's not that crazy for a 280 point plane. And the tank is also not super expensive. Don't know what it is. One left actually where I can look how much it costs. Yeah, like 95 points. Not that crazy. Ooh, does strafe the AA gun, but don't even think it used its missiles there because they're considered AT missiles. So it just used its gun. Second AA gun has arrived though, so now strafing it will be dangerous. Oh, he did. It was forced out of cover because of fire though. Ooh, that's unfortunate. He loses it. Force retreats the AT plane at least, but this one now will, yeah, this one will now go in to bomb the other AA gun. Ooh, that's bad. That is kind of bad. Oh, it does fly over the AA here though. Oh, so he loses it. Oh no. He should have clicked it to the right. He had more than enough time to micro that. Oh, that was a big, big mistake here. And this... oh no, he's flying over the AA again here. Okay, he does survive. Heavily damaged though. Will be out for 7 minutes because every 1 HP that you lose is 1 minute of repair time. So 7 minutes out for this plane. That really doesn't help him. And again, like, look at the unit concentration on the ground and how much reinforcements there are coming in on Stahlbrecher's side and how much reinforcements there are coming in on DotSpy's side. It's really not looking that great. Stahlbrecher also still only has this 1 M110, I think. Which, okay, I think it's kind of fair considering his enemy is just spamming air like an absolute madman. So buying in more M110s doesn't really help you there. Probably would be a good idea to invest in, like, his own aircraft as well on top of that. Have like a Hornet and an F4 together, which is still cheaper than 2 enemy Hornets, of course. Worse, but also quite a lot cheaper. And then have them circling in the back, so DotSpy would have to engage you, but would have to fly over your AA. Okay, Stahlbrecher now also moving over his AMX-30RE, so that they are in a bit of a better position. I mean, this one was in a good position already, but the right one was just stuck behind the buildings here and had a very bad line of sight. The Gepard guns should also move further forward. I mean, this one is Vet 2, so this will absolutely shred anything coming in its path. Also needs to rearm already again. This one as well. On the top side, Reservist is sneaking around in the forest. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Could snipe the AMX-30 here and steal the supply truck. Ooh, only has a law about the side shot here. I guess the side shot and the stun. Ooh, this AMX-30 is gone. Yeah. RIP. This is now the... Yeah, this is the radar AA piece. Oh, it doesn't even have that high of an accuracy, actually. I thought it was higher. Let's have 7 damage, though. I get still a decent AA piece for 95 points. I thought it had higher accuracy, but oh well, I was wrong. Stahlbrecher is slowly but surely pushing forward in the Bravo and ticking this whole time. Eric's moving through the forest here. Ooh, this will be very bad for the 2 tanks here. They stand pretty much no chance in the forest. Recon drone flying over, spotting everything that is in this area. HE bomber coming in, takes out one of the fusileros. APs there hasn't been deployed, has been retreated, probably to, well, save them from the reserve, which makes a lot of sense. Reserve now is out of loss though, so it's safe to go in again. Oh, he got in 1 Hornet only, that's a little bit risky. Does force retreat the enemy Hornet though, could get killed on his way out. Never mind, he kills the enemy F-18. Okay, that's again very, very important kill, and Voodoo is just flying around, probably now being killed. Hornet is out of ammo though. Oh, gets him with the gun! DotSpy losing a lot of units for no real good reason. Well, now trying to dogfight the enemy F-18 with just its gun. And now an F-18 fighter is coming in, so Stahlbrecher's Hornet is probably dead. Yeah, it is dead. I should have retreated it probably once it was out of missiles, but it did get its value, killing an enemy Hornet. So, it's kind of fine. Oh, missing the target with the F-18 here. Doesn't have line of sight, was just attack grounding probably. Oh, the Leopards here though got caught off. I guess the tanks and the Erics just drove past each other. Okay, that's interesting. Toledo here needs to move up further. Yeah, Stahlbrecher notices it because in the back here they're just like in a little valley on the back of the hill, so they will not really see that much. This Gepard gun also just needs to move up further. Come on. So does he take? I think he takes the fusileros in a truck. Oh, command tank goes down. Oh, to the Erics. Oh, that's painful. I just wanted to say that I think the fusileros should be taken in the M13 with the grenade launcher. Maybe he has them. They already died. But yeah, well, this is definitely a very, very bad loss. Now Stahlbrecher is still ticking, so that's actually not that bad. Still painful though, of course. M110 has been reloaded. Second one still not coming in. There are more ground reinforcements now, slowly but surely tickling in for DotSpy, but now the second Voodoo goes down. Really not looking that great for our guy here, DotSpy. Invested a lot in the air spam. Got him some early ground, but afterwards really didn't... Well, wasn't able to convert it to anything significant, I feel like. Oh, spamming in a bunch of infantry here. Those are decent infantry. They have triple machine guns. Carl Gustav. Well, 5 rifles or whatever, but it's a decent 8-man squad for 55 points. But he just needs more. He especially needs some anti-tank, like long-range anti-tank. If Stahlbrecher just finally gets all of his tanks out of the stupid forest here and doesn't drive into the Erics. Yeah, it has tandem and 26 pen. It's just an insane beast. This is not looking good. Please don't drive into the Erics. He's gonna drive into the Erics. Oh no. Well, I mean, okay, at least he's gonna kill it. Oh, that's something. DotSpy now buying artillery. I don't think that's the play, man. He's really missing a front line. Like, if you go into air spam and have like a low density of ground units on the front line, you can't also go for artillery, I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong, but especially if you go into expensive air spam like the Canadians. To be fair, their howitzers aren't too expensive. The towed howitzers here, you can see 95 points only because they have limited range. Still, that's a bit... I think that's a bit much for me. Okay, the drone finally dies. But now is flying into the enemy Hornet. Ooh. One cluster plane does go down though. Other one goes in to kill one of the AA pieces, but also dies. So, I mean, he killed one AA piece, but what does that even do for him? Because at this point, he doesn't even have any planes left to attack with. This AA piece is out of ammo, unfortunately, though, for Stahlbrecher. I mean, there's the two HE bombers here, I guess, and the one AT plane. Well, it's still very good planes, but he needs to get going. Like, Stahlbrecher has been ticking at a +1 for quite some time now. And the front line is just not getting better for DotSpy. He is tickling in units slowly, but he's just losing them basically as fast as they're coming in. Stahlbrecher does need more infantry in the forest here, though, because he's just face tanking all of this infantry there. Well, I guess it's working, kind of, so why shouldn't he? Those bombs were pretty wasted. This AA piece was reloading, though. This one might get a second shot off. Yeah, it does. And it hits. Ooh. Again, out for 7 minutes. And there's only 14 minutes left in the game, so that's really not looking that great. AT plane just circling, can't find anything to engage with. So, I guess that is kind of genius from Stahlbrecher, because the tanks in the forest are very hard to target for this AT plane here. With the rocket pods, because it doesn't have the usual AT missiles. Those are rocket pods with specialized armor-piercing rockets, I guess, or something. I think this was one of the M113s with the grenade launcher. But I mean, yeah, it killed an M113 with a grenade launcher and flew over several AA pieces that he should have known were there, because they have been there for a long time and just died. Yeah, this is going from bad to worse for DotSpy, I would say. His infantry really not getting anywhere against Stahlbrecher's infantry, together with all of his tanks, with the double 50 kills. Even if they face tank one round, as soon as they get to fire on the enemy infantry, they will chew through it. 8-man is very good infantry, or like good infantry, but not invincible meat shield infantry. Oh, Sablier dying though to the Erics. Ooh, that is a bad loss once again. Using the tanks without infantry screen. Without an infantry screen is a big mistake. As Stahlbrecher knows that his enemy has the Erics. Oh no. Lost a second tank to it. That's bad. Let's double vet Satchel squads with the submachine gun. Will they be able to do anything against the macro rifles? Oh, they stunned them. Oh no, they actually single vet. They were just upvetted by the command tank. Yeah, but still. Yeah, now the double 50 kills. Engage the squad, and you can see how quickly it gets. It gets deleted. Well, now it's even 3 tanks. So this stands absolutely no chance at all. The airplanes are all out repairing. Oh, there comes a fighter, but this is not gonna do you any favors. South has been just completely silent because Stahlbrecher retreated. Set up a minimal defensive line. There's also not much point for DotSpy to push through here. I mean, you could go into Gulf, but because there are a few ATGMs here that already would take a lot of investment, the ATIDs alone is just 200 points chilling here. It's probably worth as much as those 2 ATGMs there together. And you also have a Javelin, Recon Helicopter, Recon Infantry. Oh no, another plane dying to the AA. Yeah, this is pretty over for DotSpy. Gear opener was a nice idea, but then afterwards you just can't air spam and then also try to like switch into artillery at some point. And I feel like the Voodoos are also not that great. I mean, sure, they gave him the kill on the RE, but this is 210 points worth of kills, and you use 1 air slot, which is pretty expensive, and you spend probably twice as much on both of those Voodoos just to kill 2 AA pieces. I don't know. I just think electronic warfare planes are still way too niche and just not worth the activation slots in any air tab. Hornet gets force retreated. It doesn't die though. Or at least it will be back soon. Also took no damage, so it only has the real time of its missiles, and well, not even those I think, because it didn't fire anything. Infantry here now. Ooh, there's a big bunch of infantry coming in from DotSpy, and those are the infantry that I talked about. Close range infantry, double machine gun, light machine gun that is. 9 men. Very good infantry. Very, very good. Though not as good in the forest because, well, they have satchels. The HE bomber does miss them. So it doesn't get a perfect connection. But there's even more infantry coming in. One might get maybe sniped by the Erics. It won't crest the hill soon enough though. Yeah, it won't. So no kill for the Erics. So it doesn't shoot at the empty transports. Interesting. And yeah, I really don't see a way back in for DotSpy. Also, the map doesn't take particularly fast. Even if he takes back Alpha, he is just taking at a +1, and then he would need to somehow also retake Charlie. Or push into Golf, that would be good because it's a +2 sector, but otherwise... that's not looking good. Still 10 minutes left. It's not impossible, but... with what he has on the ground... Also, oh no, Leopard ones, no vet? Why? Why would you do that? This is preposterous. What the fuck? Yeah, so don't take your Leopard ones 0 vet. I don't think that makes any sense at all. Yeah, and the infantry spam here has kind of worked. He got up the hill at least, but he hasn't gotten into the sector. The APs might die to the Koto Cobra. Oh no, it misses. And the guy boy might... oh no, it doesn't kill it. The Toe Cobra retreats in time, and now, yeah. The AGL M113 has arrived. Tanks are also being rerouted once again. Command AMX-30 just chilling in the center of the forest, in the middle of nowhere, just having a nice camping vacation there. Does look pretty beautiful in here, but you know, you are here to kind of fight and not have a siesta, so come on, man. Like, move up. Help your brothers. Help your fusileros and everyone else. Well, apparently he doesn't want to. Yeah, I don't think this is going anywhere. Also, look, there's another ADETS here, another Leopard. I mean, the GSR Recon Squad makes sense. But 2 ADETS here is such an overinvestment. It's 200 points. Sure, it's an ATGM and an AA piece in one, but it's so fucking expensive. And you're already thin on the ground. Like, you can't do such things. It's probably the last HE bomber coming in. Doesn't even get a kill. On the other side, though, DotSpy's command dies. And the HE bomber goes down to all of the EA here. Some of Stahlbrecher's tanks are also dying, but he isn't able to get through anywhere. And the thing is, because the Spanish, sorry, the Canadians don't have any heavy tanks themselves, the fact that the Spanish are a little bit lacking in high pen tanks isn't that bad in this matchup. It's obviously still annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And then especially fighting in this area here, you don't really need a lot of range or penetration. And against infantry, the double 50 cal with 150 cal being giga accurate, that's almost perfect. It tries to shoot on the drone, finally gets it. Another EM2 dying. To the Leopard blob here, but... I think this is gonna be over soon, guys. So let's just enjoy the last few moments. You know, Stahlbrecher also sneaking through with this command tank, so he did finally wake up and get back to the action. Oh, ADET's almost killing the Phantom. Capturing DotSpy's zone. DotSpy still has a Leopard 1 command shooting back here. Also, a little bit of a wasted points here. It's chilling in here for basically the whole match, not doing anything. Sure, probably wouldn't have been the best use case in the forest, but it would have been better than just leaving it sit here. Hey, look at this, just massive infantry. Lots of fusileros though, so they all don't have any AT launchers though. Stahlbrecher might be running low on those infantry squads actually. Still has one of them at least. Oh, 2 are still here in the forest. HE bomber comes in, bombs the command. And it will probably be a surrender soon. See? Well, no, he still has a command on the bottom here, a new Leopard 1 command. Driving up as well, but he just has no time left, so yeah. Only thing left for DotSpy to do is just to surrender at this point. Does kill the the command AMX-30 with his command Leopard. Doesn't even get hit in the process, so well, that went pretty well for him. He's retreating from the Fusileros, but little does he know that they can't even do anything against his Leopard. They literally can't do anything. And yeah, just well, look, investing in the howitzers might make sense. This one actually vetted up, I think. No, I think wait, he might be taking one of the howitzers at vet 1 for some reason, if I'm not completely mistaken. But you can make an argument that you take the howitzers to kind of work as your seed, because Canadians don't get any seed. Roland 2s wouldn't be seedable anyway, but you go in, you see where the AA is, and then you target them with artillery. But then you would need to buy them in earlier and still fill the front line with cheap units, so you have something to hold, and not just buy in more planes and more planes and more planes, and slowly start losing them to the AA, and then only buy the artillery. That's just too disjointed. Leopards are pushing without any support. This is just desperation moves for no reason, because I mean, there's nothing you can do. Even if you push it through here, then so what? Stahlbrecher has accumulated way too many points. Yeah, and now he does accept his defeat finally. Did stay in a little bit too long in my opinion. Could have surrendered quite a bit earlier. So 2 very good players. Stahlbrecher even in the top 10 now. So congrats. Over 2000 elo finally. All games with NATO based. Yeah, very interesting game. The Canadian air opener still very oppressive and cancers, but as you saw, you can come back from it. It's not like you just lose and then you throw in a towel and rage quit. If you limit your losses in the opener and then stay calm, you can come back. This VEC here did a pretty good job. Yeah, this was the one that also then pushed through the forest and killed the command. The AMX-30 recon tanks, I think they did a pretty okay job. Overall, the AMX-30s were decent. The AA, of course, did a great job. Like this one, you're shooting down 3 F-18s. 3 different ones, actually. That's funny. The AMX-30s also came in clutch in the forest. So, yeah, as I said, it's the same as with the French AMX-30B. Not as good against tanks, but pretty much the same against infantry, though in this case not exactly, because the EM2 gets double 50 cals, but still extremely good. This Hurricane also got 2 F-18s, both the HE F-18s. Oof, that's painful. And yeah, well, I've said it in the game already several times because I had the time. Just DotSpy relied on the air spam too hard. And then you got whittle down, and the F-18s are just too expensive. If you lose them, that is a very, very heavy loss. Even if you don't lose them and they just get damaged severely, they will be out of the game for such a long time. I probably should have tried to use his howitzers on the enemy AA, honestly. And maybe also try to bomb the enemy AA. Well, he did it once early on. He double killed the enemy Stahlbrecher's Roland 2s, but afterwards he didn't really do it anymore. So Stahlbrecher was able to build up his AA, though he did bomb the one Gepard gun and gun run the other one. So to be fair, he did that, but Stahlbrecher just kept bringing in AA and he didn't keep bombing it, so he did lose. This Leopard 1, though, got a very nice kill list. This was towards the end, though, where it was already over. And I mean, the reserves, they are nice. Oh, sorry. But they should have been bought in earlier just to fill the front line and not to, you know, push into the enemy. I don't feel like this is a good use case, even though this one you got 3 kills. So maybe it is. Yeah. don't overinvest in too expensive units too early, guys. Can go wrong pretty quickly. But anyway, nice game. Thanks to Stahlbrecher for sending it in. And hopefully when this video comes out, we will finally have the full release of Southwark. But who knows with Eugen. They work in mysterious ways. Also, check out my Twitch. It's quite a lot of fun over there. Streamers have told me that I'm in the top 25% of streamers on Twitch. Because apparently 75% of people never get to 10 viewers. So, yeah, come to the top 25% elite on Twitch. Oh, it is actually fun. I do cope quite a bit more, but I mean, the RNG is sometimes very rough. And I do try to play a different division every stream. So, a lot of variety, a lot of fun, and a lot of pain for me. But funny pain. Sometimes not so funny. But for you, it probably will be funny. So, anyway, come over and chill out together with us. Thanks for watching the video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, have a beautiful day. And bye-bye.